Yes. So I just want to welcome everyone. I am so beyond excited. And I want to just preface this by saying, first off, my name is Rachel Feldman. Second, I've been in your shoes. There are so many business coaches out there that talk about strategies, but they haven't necessarily built a business and been in the trenches. And I'm sure many have, but there's a whole other aspect of building a business when you are a solo entrepreneur. So for everyone who is a solo entrepreneur, drop a one. There's another level of building a business when you are an autoimmune warrior. And you know who you are, because if you have dealt with any autoimmune, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know that you can, like run your cortisol levels into the ground. And I've been there before, where my ulcerative colitis, the Lyme, the yeast, all that fun stuff just took over my life. And I became even worse than my clients. Drop another. If you are raising children and you are, a caretaker, drop caretaker in the comments. The fourth is you're a 9-to-5er, which really is a 7-to-7. And yeah, raise your hands, because let's just be honest about where we are. Let's cut the BS. And that is why I came out this year with a mission very similar to when I first started, which was to say, this is a different ball game for those of us who don't come to the table with 5,000 or 10,000. We're building our business from the ground up. We're building our business with babies on the floor. We're building our business when we come home. And this was even me with kids, where I was passing off my kids to Scott and saying, this is when I'm having my one-on-one clients. So I just want to preface this by saying, I don't believe you can just build a business online or offline. I feel that you have to, just like we teach our clients to eat with intuition, we have to build our business the same way. Take in what feels right from me tonight and leave the rest, because what does not feel right will not serve you. What does not feel right will not permit you to show up with ease. And that is exactly what I find many clients of mine, many coaches, struggling with. I heard this from somebody else. My business coach is telling me, I'm just going to tell you like a few things because they have kind of shocked me. My business coach has told me to do evergreen webinars and create a funnel, and I'm doing Facebook ads. And then I say, who's your target market? And they're like, I don't even know. And I'm like, whoa, did we not start at the foundation? So drop foundation in the comments if you feel like you either skipped over that or you fell prey to what I did before Facebook ads were as viral as they are now, were courses or webinars, because we had teleclasses back then when I started my business, 9.5 years ago. Now we're like, oh, this person is doing this, so I can replicate that. No, you need to start at phase 1. We call this the foundation phase. The foundation is vital for everyone. Do not think you can skip over this, because if you want to up level and you want to do like a training series and a launch like Jeff Walker, James Wedmore, like the gurus of launching, then guess what? You really need to know your target market and your ideal client. What problems they have, how do you solve them? How does it relate to your story? And let me just preface this saying this. Your business is about your client. But the thing is, if your client does not identify with you, they're going to hire the next person. So I want you to think of all those people you follow, because I had to take a step back and say, wow, I follow a lot of people, but this woman I'm following doesn't have like kids. And so maybe I can identify with her. And I don't necessarily, I love her content, but I've never bought anything from somebody I didn't identify with. It was always their story in combination with the problems they were talking about and the solution they provided, because they've been to hell and back. I also want to start this off and say, drop the imposter syndrome right now. Raise your hand if you have felt that. We all feel that. At every time, whether you're a new coach, you're a coach that's not making the money that you want to make, or you're at that up level stage, which means retreats, masterminds, masteries. You know, I have helped coaches at small 5-figure launches, and I've helped coaches at 6-figure and double 6-figure launches. When we get into masteries, masterminds, the strategy of your business. But I want you to not be overwhelmed. We live in an overwhelmed and busy society already. We expect our clients to just get it or follow every program to a T. Why don't they? They're busy. Our job is to what? Number one, know our target market. Feel, as my mentor Ryan Dice says, the empathy. And I was so graced to see him at the Growth 10 conference by Grant Cardone, where he talked about this. The new era of digital marketing is not just more. It's empathy. It's stepping into the shoes. It's storytelling with a solution. It doesn't have to be your story. Maybe you're still in your hero journey. Guess what? I was too when I birthed Rachel's Wellness. When you are in this mystery illness world and drop one, if you agree, no matter where you're seeing, and this autoimmune layered sickness, there is not just this one-stop solution. I'm not telling you tonight to buy multiple programs. I'm not telling you to buy multiple freebies or to spend money you do not have. But what I want you to think about is this. Where were you 20, 30, 40 years ago? For me, my ground zero was at birth. My issues have gone way back. Then I want you to fast forward 5 years, another 5, 10, 15. The problem in the industry today is that we are selling the end solution. Raise your hand if you believe mindset is the end solution. I do. My throat chakra, as well as my thyroid, whichever way you want to look at it, is better because I learned how to control my mind and my subconscious thoughts. People before who don't understand that are looking for a solid plan, a blueprint, and a step-by-step, just like you are. Just like you are saying, show me exactly what to do in my business. I feel overwhelmed. Step back out of the overwhelm. Take a deep breath. Ground yourself. And think about your ideal client. What 5 problems? What 5 solutions? How are you going to talk about this? Infuse this in and build a profitable and sustainable business. We are on this webinar for a reason. And if you're not here to build that business, I'm not the girl for you. But the good news is this. I struggled 13K the first year, 27K that going to the second, 60 grand in debt, like many of our stories, or maybe you want to get out of the 9 to 5. And the truth is that the faster that we understand the process we need to talk about, and that everyone is not a great fit for one-on-one. Not everyone is a great fit for groups. I call them groupies. The faster you understand your avatar and their buyer personalities, the faster you will get to success. So I want to just introduce myself. My name is Rachel Feldman. I started this health journey many years ago, and I became a health coach, graduating from Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I furthered my education because I realized what is at the root cause of all these mystery illnesses and the ones that even my children were struggling with. And so I went to 4 detox schools after. And I realized that there is a way to serve people where we bring them back to the basics. And so that's what we're going to talk about. How do you structure your business? How do you bring them back to the basics? And how do you also structure your business in a way where you never leave money on the table? So With that being said, hello and welcome to the party. Give me a second to get started. Drop any questions into the live Q&A so that I can make sure that I can answer them, and that also our support on the webinar can answer them as well. So please, if you have questions, put them in the comments. We want to make sure that by the time you leave tonight, you have a clear picture of what is missing in your business. I also want to talk about, if you already know what you want to buy, this is the first season, and only if you buy this season, we are launching a free course on how to launch in 30 days. The biggest struggle I also see with coaches is not just the niche and the target market. Many of you have the passion, the confidence, and the conviction, but you're struggling with how to actually launch. So you get access to a 30-day launch school, 5 webinars live with me if you sign up before April 5th. If not, you'll get the replays, but you'll get 5 workbooks, 5 checklists, and a 30-day step-by-step calendar on how to launch. That is priceless. I can't even put a money amount on that. You're also going to get a list building kit that is about clear skin and skin issues, because as we move into the spring, not only are people interested and concerned about that, but we go into even our summer months where our skin is more exposed. The liver, we honor in the spring season, which is why our seasonal detox is based on clean eating, mind, body, spirit, and also seasonal eating. So with that being said, let me just prepare to share my screen. And if you have any questions, again, drop them in the comment section or drop them in the live Q&A. Give me a second to get this arranged. And I'm gonna go through this pretty fast because I want to get to actually showing you the programs and showing and taking questions. So here was my 3-step strategy. I abandoned very fast this 6-month model. It wasn't working for me. I believe that it doesn't work for everyone. And as I said, I don't believe everyone is an ideal fit for one-on-one. I want you to think of 5 friends. These are actually your avatars. Or maybe you've done test coaching and you've had strategy sessions with people and you've gotten a feel for what they need. Is everyone right for a one-on-one? I had one client I talked about in my membership today, which is only $67, guys, and you get access to so much. But we talked about today one of my clients who did a single session with me every month, sometimes 2. She wasn't a right fit for one-on-one. Some of us would think, was she not ready? But also, it's not her constitution. Some people will need time also to get to know you. I will explain the avatars a little later. So my 3-step strategy was having a website specific to my target market and my niche. List building strategies that were not just on the front page of my website, but also on my blog. But how I built my list to 7,000 without paid ads and organically was because I, under every social media post, did a quick link. If you love this recipe I talked about, if you're struggling with autoimmune, if you have ulcerative colitis like me, download this quick smoothie guide. Download this 3-day plan that I use. And I built that fast and I became known as the expert because I constantly shared about my own life and brought people onto what? A list builder. Bring them to a blog with the call to action to a list, to your list builder. The one thing I encourage coaches to do is to get to know who they're serving before they invest thousands on a website. I see people doing thousands for Squarespace, which is great, as long as you know who your ideal market is. Because I can't tell you how many coaches I've helped to redo the copy, the strategy, the images, or myself, which redid it 4 times. Today, I'm saving you the problem that I had, the many problems that cost me time and money. I didn't just build one funnel and paid tons of money for ads. I really tested my market first. I'm a huge advocate of beta testing. My launch coach, Ann Samiloff, who helped to launch Marie Forleo back in the day and is, very well versed in launch techniques, always said beta test that. I see coaches who are new coaches or coaches who are not making money, or even coaches that have been around the block who don't beta test. You don't want to spend tons getting this membership site built out unless you know if it works. Beta test. Give them the first, few days for free. Or beta test at a low price and say, this price will never be again. I beta test all my freebies. So I knew from even MailChimp back in the day, which now I'm in Infusionsoft, which is a more strategic funnel-based system, but you don't need to spend money. Don't fall prey when somebody says, build it and do it right. What you have to do right is your ROI. What you have to do right is keeping money in your pocket. So I use those list builders to get to know what people wanted, my giveaways, everything like that. And so I started to get a clear picture of what people needed. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you tonight. You also want to have different streams of income within your business. And this doesn't mean network marketing. This means that you're planning this out right so that you never leave money on the table. In a strategy session, raise your hand if you've heard before, I don't have the money. In my strategy session, I had other opportunities that fed them immediately to, hey, I totally get that. Do you want to do a single session with me? Do you want to come to buy one of my do-it-yourself products? My do-it-yourself replicated and matched the 3 areas I focused on. I am not telling you need to be everywhere or serve everyone. That is chaos. Not only for you, but for your client saying, what the heck is this person doing? So my 3 tier were entry points, single session. And I'm going to show you because I took snapshots from my old site. Single session, 30-day, then 3 months. Guess what? I never sold a 6-month because it didn't work. I abandoned that pretty fast in that second year when I was about to quit 80,000 times over. You can ask my husband, Scott, was she about to quit and go back to commercial real estate? 100%. But what I did is I realized that not everyone was ready to invest. Think of yourself. Are you ready to invest in a $5,000 retreat or even a $2,000 course if that person hasn't shown up consistently and built trust and loyalty with you and made you feel secure? For me, the answer is no. Whether it's $1 or $10,000, I wouldn't buy. So I allowed for that opportunity for people to get better. And this was way before the blueprints were around. This happened in digital marketing, but not in health and wellness. So I created do-it-yourself. I had my cleanse there that matched what I was about. I had a 2-week paleo because that's what I was doing. So it matched my hero journey. When it matches also your hero journey, I call this soul sales because you're really speaking from, hey, yeah, I wish this would have worked. Then I had a 60-day grain-free and mindset because for me, it was getting to that point of teaching this next phase. And so I worked with tons of people with autoimmune, food allergies, gut, detox. And what I also realized was weight loss because guess what? Still to this day, I feel and I know that many people don't even understand what gut health is. So I started listening to, okay, they want weight loss. Let me give it to them. I didn't sell my soul. I said, I'm going to do weight loss different. For some of you, that might be the niche of hormone because you're saying your hormones are leading you to get weight gain. For some of you, that may be adrenals, thyroid. For some of you, it may be gut, autoimmune. You will see our new hormone workshops, estrogen dominance. That's a huge reason why people gain weight. One of the reasons my doctor, after Max was born, which is my oldest, he's 12, I was put on DIM right away. You will see this in the estrogen dominance. For many of you, you're working with people in the menopausal state. For many of you, you believe in ketogenic programs, and that's why we have that, or low sugar, low carb, high protein. That is our sugar repair. The good news is this. We kind of have thought, because I was in the business for so long and talked to so many coaches, we reverse engineered the path for you. So you can either look in our systems, which are literally a business overnight, or you can look and shop a la carte and say, you know what, I know I need programs, because what happened for me, and the reason my conversions happened, significantly more than anyone else, is when I talked to somebody, I said, let's really figure out the right path for you. I listened. I wasn't dogmatic. I understood I never fit, and raise your hand if you agree, or this was your path. I never fit into the common medical book. I didn't fit the protocol that every person said I should be on. I wasn't, the standard protocol. And so when I became a coach and vowed that this would be my mission, because I had done so much and I was still sick, I realized I have to be an intuitive advocate for myself. I have to be my own doula in the birthing room. And that means a doula in the shopping market. That means a doula who is a person who helps. I had to advocate for myself, which is why in our thyroid program, we say these are the exact tests you take to your doctor. Which is why in the new Candida program, we give you the arsenal, the training modules and the handouts that you need to give your clients so they're empowered. Many of us are lucky we're the 10%. We did the research. Raise your hand if you're one. But most of our clients aren't. They can't connect the dots. It's not because they aren't smart. It's not in their constitution. Our brand new AIP program is unbelievable. We spent more time on this program than any other program we have ever spent. Not only are there 3 guides, but 3 training modules. Any of these programs can be turned into a course, anything. But what I realized early in my business, for those of you that are new, is that I had to have these offerings offline and online. I did groups online and offline. The new Candida program could be done with that. Some of our signature favorites, the 60-day weight loss, the 21-day, new you weight loss. These can be infused into your one-on-one and save time and money by then launching them in groups, because guess what? Not everyone is the right fit for your one-on-one. I had list building signature freebies, workshops, webinars, and I also had downloads and free gifts to give to my summit offers. How much more attractive is it when you say, I would love to be on your summit, or you get asked to be, and guess what they ask? What gift are you offering? In the beginning, I was like scared, overwhelmed, but then I nailed it because I created 2 different summit offerings. How much more attractive is it when you are asked to do a podcast, or you find a podcast and you're pitching and you say, here, download this. This is my free gift. Or maybe you're pitching to Mind Body Green, Elephant Journal, Thrive Journal, or at the end of a blog. Authority is about showing something that is different because you are unique to your journey. Some people have questions. Can I buy a done-for-you product or content and make it my own? Of course, because you are the only one that has lived that. And I encourage you to add your own special sauce. Some people don't add anything, but they spend more time creating pre-marketing videos. They build authority instead of spending so much time editing a program and maybe never launching. Then you can create high-performing email and business funnels. The hero journey. What is that signature funnel? What is your signature system on your one-on-one? What are you taking them through? When you say, here's a single session and jumpstart, well, guess what? Your 4 months is really the full hero journey with you. That can also match different ones on your do-it-yourself and groups that you do. And if you downloaded the 100K blueprint, you'll see exactly the amount of things you need to do and the numbers. So what was my offerings? was paid shopping tours. I loved doing those. It was cooking classes because people kept asking. I loved my VIP day. I charged $150 per hour. In the beginning, of course, I didn't charge that. I charged $97, maybe even $87. And in the beginning, I charged $150 a month. But as I started to gain confidence, but with my offerings, which was why I created my own first detox, and one coach said, how are you making money? And that coach, a light went off. And I said, huh. Because she asked, would you sell this to me? That was the birth of the Done For You programs. There wasn't a plan. Sarah Blakely said to me at GrowthCon, when she was speaking, and I heard it, not everything comes with a plan, but we have to show up and go for it. My list building that changed my wellness business, a freebie page. I had a free bundle. I love bundles. Who doesn't love shopping at Marshall's? I love to get a deal. I also did videos on YouTube, which you will see in some of our programs. We put videos, and we also encourage you to show up and do those videos. You have workshops. Why shouldn't you build and nurture and bring people to that and show them on a live or on YouTube? Facebook groups, networking events. I landed collaborations with Pop Chips, Zico Water, local TV shows and radios. I worked with the PTA, Chamber of Commerce, and my kids' school, and more. Because I showed up at these events with solid material to give, health fairs, vendors, I got asked to do amazing things, like even be part of the Jamie Oliver food revolution, because I consistently showed up as a walking business card. You are your funnel. Don't just depend on the digital world to make everything. You have to show up and be different. So this was my About Me page. So I pulled it from the old days so you could see I'm no different from you. I rewrote this 80 times over. But I had a really clear path, and I didn't even change it. I helped my clients overcoming digestive issues, realizing weight loss, and overcoming chronic issues. And I'm not the best speller. Many of you know I'm dyslexic. But guess what? It worked. And I didn't wait for perfection. As Ryan Dice says, perfection is the enemy of money. This was my homepage. Are you ready to have a rocking, healthy life and business? Let me show you how. My one before was let go and ditch the diets, ditch the books. Let me show you how. Find just a great line and show up. This is my 3-tier work with me. I had a self-study. I had my work with me. I had guided coaching, which were my groups. So self-study was my do-it-yourself. And this was my original site. So I showed you self-study, not ready quite to work with me, but get a taste of what I'm all about. I've got some fantastic online programs that can be fully customized. Why recreate the wheel? Why spend 2 to 3 hours? I want you to start thinking with a calculator, your time equity. How much time are you spending recreating the wheel? One of the reasons I developed my first detox is I was like, I keep telling people how to skin brush. I keep talking about Epsom salt baths. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. That's what I call systems. Whether you use Entreport, Active Campaign, a Weber, MailChimp, MailerLite, whether you use Asana, Trello board, Teamwork, whether you use Healthier, Practice Better, these are the ways that you build your business, the systems in your business. The systems for your coaching process, that's what I'm all about. I'm not telling you that I don't know systems. I've been through probably every system known to man and figured out what works for my business. But I would say in the beginning, all I focused on were systems and processes for my clients, onboarding, showing them, building trust, building authority, and list building like a pro. This was on my free tool page. I have 3. So this day, if you go to my site, rachelafeldman.com, I have a lot. I believe in free tools and optimizing the ones that really worked. For me, it was about everything that you see here. Steps for better digestion, a mini detox, a juice cleanse, and then I had opt-in freebies leading under my social media. But what happens when we don't have a plan? We feel sad, we feel overwhelmed, we feel depressed, we want to quit. Sometimes even our significant other says, seriously, you're doing this as a hobby. It's not about buying more stuff. It's about buying things that match the journey in a strategic way for your website and for your business. Many people have seen me post this in our free group. And if you're not in our free group, please join. Is that you've seen me post about Christina. She calls herself Cece. She got 47 signups for a 21-day clean eating program. She charged $97, which is exactly what I did. Many people think that's low, but I was out for a sustainable and sustainable business and wanted to also, as I always had a goal, it pained me that you had to have money to get healthy. So she went for a lower cost, almost a beta test. During the 2-week launch, and this is her exact post, the freebies I offered to capture email was the 5-day clean eating plan. She didn't do this as a challenge. She didn't have a forum. She sent this out as emails, and she actually created little emails for each day and told what she felt. So what did she do? She set herself apart because she said, clean eating looks like this to me, and she converted. She got 32 people to her early bird at 97, 15 people at regular pricing, 129, 6 people to add on coaching, her one-on-one, which was her upsell, which I did all the time. Your groups are money makers. Why not upsell to either a network marketing company that you believe in or your one-on-one? She made over $5,500. One thing this doesn't show is she actually bought the 30-day ketogenic program because she said to her crew who trusted her, what do you guys want to do next? And they said, we heard a lot about ketogenic. She actually ended up making, I think it was 7,200 plus. She sent drop boxes. She didn't waste time on memberships or anything. I'm not telling you membership is not a way to go. There are a lot of platforms like Kartra and ClickFunnels. Many love Kajabi, but that's more course-based. Many struggle these days with having a solid membership where there's a healthy platform to bring everyone in. But she kept it simple. And she launched in a simple way, just like Jess Royston, who I talk about, who got, I think it was 44 clients to her first detox and made money, keeping it simple, just like JJ, who I talk about. This is what coaches need, all coaches. A new coach and opt in to a 3-meal sequence. This could even be our 4-day new mini cleanse. So adorable, so easy, so fun, so great for those non-committal clients, or even something like, an April launch, even before, even right after Easter, Passover. It's great for like a get your body right when we go into Memorial Day, and also those fun little ones in the summer where you can make money all day, all night, as long as you're not asking somebody to commit to a long program. This could also be any of our like skinny dress challenge that is full with meals and it's so fun, 5-day clean eating, 5-day slim down, something that I call non-committal. Also, can also be a do-it-yourself. Leads to a gateway program. So you could, of course, go through that and be like, hey guys, just like Christina did. Wow, boom, let's have fun. Do this offline or online. I ran a mom's group for 3.5 years because they kept saying, we don't want to stop. Can we do cooking classes? No problem. Who wants to host it? I'm going to give you a program and we're going to do one. That made me feel in alignment in my soul. Easy to charge $97. One cooking class, lots of fun. $97, 10 women. $970. All I sent was a Dropbox, the materials, and we cooked. Think about it. You might say, oh, I would do that. We're on $150. No problem. The price is all relative to your strategy. Once a client has gone through the program, it leads to what? It leads to either your one-on-one, that VIP, the mastery. So maybe you're looking at the 6-month hormone because you want to have a system like Megan ran. Detox, which she used our detox, leading to a 6-month. That's a 6-month. And then they graduate to a membership. That's what I call the hero journey. Maybe you're looking at our 4-month reboot or a 3-month mindset makeover. Or maybe you're even taking our sugar repair, and instead of doing it weekly, which there's so much information, you're making this a 6-module course, or even 6 months of mastering, you know, how to eat low carb but not be in deprivation. For an existing coach, this is where you're up leveling. And those of you who know you're at this stage, you totally get it. You're doing video sequences leading to webinars. You're at that next place where you have multiple freebies, all leading tag-based to downsells and upsells. You might even be, you know, doing tripwires in some of yours, and leading to, again, same thing, extended mastermind, mastery course, graduation, alumni. You're showing the process. And you're probably at that stage of the game doing a live stream strategy plan, videos, utilizing YouTube and all social media networks, maybe Facebook bots and Messenger, because you're finally comfortable and you're rinsing and spin that same process. This is a list building strategy for anybody. Opt-in page or Facebook ad. Facebook ad leads to the page. Video series opt-in with case studies. Or maybe you're actually promoting case studies and you're leading them to a one-on-one call. Leads to a masterclass. Any workshop can be a paid workshop or it can be a masterclass. And you can even do it just like many people do in a range, 37 to 97. Maybe 97 includes a 7-day. Just like our ultimate building, you know, our ultimate funnel for list building. There is a 7-day clean eating plan. It is amazing in there. That right away, you can sell to them. You can even then upsell to your services or even to a program. I would upsell them from a clean eating to maybe like the 60-day weight loss. We have so many programs. I always say, just think of this to simplify it. Short program to longer. Single session to the full hero journey. Don't overcomplicate it. So this is when you get into those 3-month masterminds, those high-end ticket programs, or even, and the price, I mean, I have that $597 for a signature, but when you get into, of course, retreats, well, you know the deal. It's a different talk, and that's for another night. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing for a few minutes. Let me just see if there's any questions. No, they have been answered. Hello, everyone. I know I just talked a lot, but I want to just welcome you all and say, you know, if there's any specific questions, don't worry. I'm even going to do a live after party where if you need like coaching on what to get, we're going to do it. What platform did I use to build this website? Do you mean my websites in general? I use WordPress. And I built my membership actually with Access Ally, but there are a lot of plug-in memberships that you can use, like Optimize Press, and there's so many things that come out to make it easy, but I find a lot of coaches start with Teachable because it's easy or Thinkific. Okay, so hold on. We have a non-keto, will you have a non-keto meat option for the freebie? We're looking into that. Trust me. I would say if you're really looking for a low sugar program, Sugar Repair is amazing. I'm more than happy also after this. That's why I always say, reach out to me. I'm here for you. I'm always, you know, happy to check some of the different, you know, freebies that we have. And also, guys, if you're still struggling on making a decision, you know, after tonight, you know, don't worry. We're always here available with our chat at yourhealthcoachbiz.com. So let me just share my screen and show you some of the programs because they really are. Let me also just show you the bonus first, because this is really important for people who say, well, you know, look, why is this so special? We were so sick and tired of everyone, and I mean that from a loving place because I struggle in this area of how to launch. I want to show you what you get in this launch course. And again, the live webinars, which I'm so pumped for because I'm a serial launcher and I love launching. Even if you're launching your website, that's a launch. You want to think strategy. You want to be smart so that you're not just spending 1,000 hours on an IG, platform or an account. You get a 30-day launch calendar. I mean, look, this is literally day by day, step by step, which I don't see anybody giving that for free. Week 1, you get a workbook. This is 18 pages of a workbook showing you like what is successful, what works, and what to do right away, and how to actually launch so that you start to even pre-drip. You get a checklist. But we wanted to do this for every week, and that's why we're also going to be doing 5 live webinars. If you come after the 5th, it's fine, because all that's going to happen is you just will get the pre-recording. But if you are hungry like I am, you're like, no, I want to be on the live, because you can ask questions and we're going to be there to answer them. Look at how amazing the checklist is. Because trust me, this was created by one of my awesome right hands, and she launches all day, all night for coaches who are new, especially brand new. Her name is Mimi. Many of you know her. I talk about her being the content planning queen, because you cannot launch strategically without overwhelm if you are not having these kind of materials at your fingertips. So when you get 9 pages of exactly what you need to do, it lessens the overwhelm. And again, the moment you buy and you get access to this, we'll have these conversations live in our forum. But let me actually show you, and yes, we have a lot of programs. Let me show you some of the new programs. I want to even just take you through Mindset Makeover. And please drop in the comments which ones you are most interested in so that I can, show you them. What I love about Mindset Makeover, and I'm just going to even show you the client materials, because you're going to see that any of these can even be extended. You not only have a vegetarian, but you have an omnivore option for your clients. Then you have your session guides. There are 6 session guides. This could be 6 modules. This could be a course. So let me just take you into like week 1 and show you how amazing this is. For me, this niche is really endless. Whether you work with busy moms, corporate wellness, which loves pitches like this with real mapped out strategies for their clients, or whether you feel that this is the final journey. I think it's really imperative to know what your client is dealing with, but also to know how to market this. Mistake number 1. A coach will market this like change your mindset. Is anybody coming to us necessarily change your mindset? No, they're coming for a reason. So take a page out of Tony Robbins' book. Change your mindset so you have sustainable weight loss, so you have body so you learned how to eat intuitively as you let go of the overwhelm. Change your mindset because busy moms tend to be addicted to sugar and just over-exercising, under-exercising, because we're so overwhelmed. Whatever it is, and whoever you serve, or maybe you serve entrepreneurs like yourself because you came from corporate wellness, it's really important for you to nail down exactly what they want. So I want you to just look at how our session guides are really clear. They're easy for you to go in and edit. And also the materials that we have, for example, like let's just even look at the omnivore. The materials we have, guys, I did constant collaborations at gyms. Because again, I talk about in these off months, correct? These off months, like what do we do in these off months? Well, I always collaborated with gyms, and I ran Revitalize, Sugar Repair, Mindset Makeover. We did transformations. We did quick fun ones using the paleo. And you will see that there is what I call family-friendly, healthy meals. And that is a big thing. Even if you're working with somebody and you buy a raw or a vegan program or a vegetarian, is the whole family that way? What I found most often is no. And so I made sure that I always offered different programs to feed into the whole family, because the person working with me, their concern was, am I able to, do this with my whole family? They want to make sure that they're actually finding something that works and they're not having to what? Add more work. So I want to show you our 4-month reboot. Bear with me, or we'll just go back into Evergreen Programs. I want to show you the 4-month reboot because many people are looking for a longer program. They have nailed down their starting place, the single session or that non-committal, just like my 3-tier, and I'm going to show you when we get. Then what is the next place they land on? Or what is this mastery, this extension? With this, similar to the brand new AIP program, which I'm going to show you, you have modules that go with this. You have a PowerPoint to match the guide. So reboot 1 is all about rebooting your mind. So if you're looking for a longer program, and this is where I want you to really think about the style of coaching, that not only do you want to present, but also what are your clients like asking for? This is about like the basics. I call this the basics to set your client off right. This could be done membership style. This could be done module. This could be done drip course. This could be done as a mastery program like, hey, I'm learning to intuitive eat. I'm learning to let go of this. Do I need XYZ? And remember, maybe your clients are like me. I did need to go paleo. I needed to cleanse first. Then I needed to go paleo and grain-free. Then I needed to do keto-ish to reboot. And so for a lot of you that are kind of in that place where you're like, what do I want to teach? You may want to look at a program like this, where you're looking at this whole big picture. That's what I think of the 4-month, because I really feel for a lot of people, 6 months is just a lot of time. They feel like, whoa, 6 months, but 4 months feels doable. 3 months feels doable. So the reboot can be an unbelievable program, because again, you can even do these pre-recorded, and you have these amazing materials right at your fingertips to either do this online or offline, or lead them into this membership. Yes, you always, I have a big thing out of probably my own struggle when I was building my business with no money. Even with payment plans, guys, we put faith in you. And I have many coaches, who, if something happens and life happens, they will even reach out and say, look, my payment plan, and we will like make an exception. I would say most people always do their payment plans on time, but sometimes our cards get changed and stuff. We really work with you because we get that it's hard. I'm not saying we extend it to 6 months, but I'm all about putting faith in you because I want to change the world with you. So yes, not only do you get the bonuses, but you also get all of the materials. Oh, one of my good friends, Miss Brown. My niche is women who are suffering from depression and weight loss. I've been looking at a new simple weight loss. Let's look at that. And again, if you have any questions, If you have any questions, please pop them into the Q&A. It's easier for me to read. Mimi, say thank you, Mimi, everyone, because she's answering our questions. I love this. I created this when I really thought about myself, not to be selfish, but I created this because I thought about women in my age groups. You know, I'm 40, so it's, you know, my birthday month. But I thought about, like, how could this be combining all the things that I felt were in longer programs? Because again, remember, this is about thinking about your ideal client. Do they go for longer programs? Do they go for shorter? What do you need in your one-on-one? This could even be a great do-it-yourself. And I would add a single session. So I have one that I did where it was the program by itself, and one is a single session. This is 21-day new you. And this is really about, like, welcoming home to your soul, goal setting. For any of you that are mindset coaches, 21-day Reset Your Life in 21 Days is a vegan program, and it's all about day-to-day mindset. Revitalize is another mindset. You know, this is about, like, metabolism, which I feel, and I feel like many women in their, you know, when they get to that age of hormone changes, that's starting to happen. Somebody's saying, can I use my own recipes in a new you simple weight loss? Would the supporting promo email still make sense? I feel like the supporting, well, not only do the supporting emails, of course, with all of our programs make sense, they refer back to the guide. We have we have a huge team, guys, that really helps. This is not me alone. It was in the beginning, but we have pro copywriters who are great at writing email series. We have pro copywriters who are better at writing Facebook and social media posts versus other ones that are better at sales pages, because the strategy of copywriting is very different. Week 2 is all about metabolism. And metabolism disrupting foods and balancing our blood sugar. And that really is also endocrine disruptors. So this is really just, I love this. And why I wanted to take this is I wanted to kind of combine for those of you who want to set yourself apart. Why does weight loss have to be done different? So I wanted to add in the thyroid and the hormone and thyroid testing. I wanted to add in this healthy schedule, because if we go here, the biggest thing my clients struggled with, and I see one of my clients who bought this on tonight, is that we can't plan for ourselves. We plan baby bags for our kids, and then what? We're lowest on the totem pole. So our kids are the same way. Oh, somebody's saying they love the new estrogen dominance. This is amazing, amazing, amazing. But before we go there, I want to show somebody the Candida program. And they're asking, why is this different from the gut program? The gut program, when I wrote it, I really thought about all these people who were struggling with gut issues and kind of needed almost like the basics of gut. For some of you, as you know, you have clients that are like on mono meals. And that's where I always suggest, like, one-on-one. It has to be. Please do not run a gut program if you don't feel confident to navigate with people and to like tap into helping them to see what symptoms they're having and to really food journal. I feel like that's such an important part, and it's something we forget to do. If it weren't for the binders when we were in our worst place, my whole family, my husband, myself, my babies at that time, if it weren't for the power of me keeping a binder on each one of us, I wouldn't have seen what foods were really right for us. So with this program, as you see, not only do you get a Candida self-test questionnaire, so this is for the person really struggling with yeast. Yeast can come from a myriad of issues. 1, heavy metals. 2, estrogen dominance. 3, high sugars, which can happen for many people with adrenal issues. So maybe this is like, if you're focusing on gut, maybe this is one part, because there are so many people, skin issues, jock itch, athlete's foot, yeast infections, systemic yeast, gut issues, hormonal issues, which cannot be addressed unless we take the yeast out, or the fungus, or those of you that have clients who have layered autoimmune, and fungus among us is a major issue. Somebody's asking if you're a culinary nutritionist, would any of the programs be appropriate? What I would really say is, for anybody that really needs to get on a phone call with me specifically, please put a comment in the chat box at yourhealthcoachbiz.com, or after I send out the replay, schedule a session with me, because we can have a really like face-to-face talk, or you can talk with one of my team members that knows our programs really well. But I would say if you need to talk to me, I'm here. The Candida Guide really talks about Candida. And I modeled this after one of my biggest heroes in the first book that was given to me when I couldn't eat anything because I was so sick at 25, because I had, you know, liver issues, liver enzyme issues, heavy metal toxicity, adrenal fatigue stage 3, too high of an alkaline urine that they couldn't figure out because I was leaching out my minerals, a myriad of issues. And so the body ecology diet was given to me, and I really modeled this after Donna Gates. This is meant for you to work with your client for 3 to 4 months using this, and then teaching them, because my biggest fear, and those who are autoimmune warriors, EBV, Lyme, ulcerative colitis, you know, any gut disorder that we're really talking about, is the fear of what? Traveling, eating out. How do you make this sustainable? So we created really healthy meals with pseudo grains and also low starch per really the list that Donna Gates puts out, because I feel like there are a lot of books. I've read hundreds and different protocols, and I feel like this is a starting one. The second is the reintroduction, and this is going to be very different for each one of your clients. So whether you do this face-to-face in a group, whether you do this as a longer mastery with you, whether you do this at a higher level group coaching or infuse this into your one-on-one, I do feel like this is when we have to really be working with our clients. I think a lot of our clients don't have success because they aren't working with us one-on-one. I'm not saying that you have to just not do groups, but I feel like for very specific issues that have to do with navigating this autoimmune syndrome, they do need to work with us one-on-one. So it could be a group, but I would make that an intensive group where people are doing their symptom tracker, you know, and so we really take you through like what we call the girlfriend's chat. I used to always say to my clients, if there's yeast overload, and I worked with a lot of people where we worked in teams because my clients were so sick, I would say, let's have that little girl chat. You know, if there's yeast in you, guess what? He can't get in, you know, to the garage, and we need to talk about a plan for him too. So this is just, you also get a training PowerPoint, because I feel like this is a huge missing part, and which is why we're doing this, as well as also giving you Facebook engagement. And you will see how beautifully designed this is. I don't think there's one thing to even change. We talk about the starchy, you know, and the grains and the nuts and cooking fats, like everything that you would need to really take your client to the next level. I want to also show the brand new AIP. We put more time into this program than I have ever needed to put. We put, don't get me wrong, you can see how much we have. We put a lot of love into every program. I hire people just like thyroid, adrenal, hormone. Our new menopause workshop, hormone, that was done by a hormone specialist. So I don't go out of my zone of genius. I refuse. People's lives are online, and I take that very seriously. Not only for those of you that follow AIP, or yes, if you're starting with our detox, that might be phase 1, or the paleo program could be phase 1, you know, so you're getting them to get clean off of the junk. Or maybe you're looking at one of our, you know, paleo programs like Eat for Energy, or End Emotional Eating, but you're making a different twist on it and more body conscious. I feel like that's step 1, because to go from paleo to what I call a restrictive diet can be really hard for people, and that's why they quit. So not only do you have 3 guides to match the modules, and they're so beautifully designed, but you have a step-by-step reintroduction schedule. And I haven't seen a program to this magnitude. We worked so hard on making sure that you as a coach and your client would not quit, because the biggest thing on a restrictive diet of some level, or when it's AIP and it's very restrictive and the reintroduction schedule is imperative to move slowly, people feel like they can't do it for their family. So we made family-friendly AIP recipes, which for me as a mom with 2 kids, I know going through some of the different things I've gone through in my life, I was making like 4 different meals, and it's hard and it's overwhelming. So you will see step by step, every guide matches this module, the PowerPoint to go with it. And I just want to show you, because it's really amazing, which means that this can be pre-recorded. So we call reintroduction the beginning, like when they're coming in. You will see how beautifully designed this is. And it takes your client step by step. They have to be doing the symptom tracker. They have to be doing food diary. But it really educates and empowers your client to see that they can do this. And they will not be overwhelmed with, you know, that reintroduction schedule. You can start them right at, right at the transition, which is phase 1, I mean. And so that they see actually what they're going to be doing, where they're moving, reintroduction, I apologize. And also like what are things that they can't have, and how to really educate them on things that they can have so that they feel comfortable. So beautifully designed. I really think this program, not only did we spend so much time, but this is something that you could download and like launch right away. I think that with a lot of our programs, but this one was so carefully done, because it's such an intense, you know, protocol for people. The biggest thing is you can't just create AIP recipes with just anybody. You have to create recipes that are AIP approved, which means the cooking fats, there's scripts with the PowerPoints. There's also a kickoff and a wrap up. So imagine this: you start your client with the kickoff. You're then training them through every step. The wrap up, so that you're giving them time to be like, okay, I've got to go to, you know, we even give places that we love finding, you know, tallow in different places for duck fat and stuff like that. But you will see that these are done in the specific AIP way, meaning the fructose levels are at the levels for each day. The person who we hired, who is an AIP specialist, also helped us to map out. We all did this together. We worked with the recipe, helped to map out the suggested meals per the amount of servings per week for seafood, chicken, beef. We also included bone broth, and we included 2 types of bone broth, because some people can't handle that extra strength bone broth. You know those people. That was me in the beginning, because my gut was still extremely leaky and sick. We also talked about lecithins in here. And so we really did a lot of making sure that these were tasty, yummy. We also put in what we call the basics, that these are cooked with no oil. So your clients can batch cook. You can teach your clients how to do this without feeling like they're going to go insane. You're going to take them through 6 weeks. The last 2 weeks, so 4 weeks is the basic AIP. The last 2 weeks, we start to slowly introduce. But for some of you, you're going to have to, again, which is why we have a paleo handout, bring them back to paleo a little. They're going to feel overwhelmed. You don't want your client to quit. This is major gut health, which affects our autoimmune, our brain, our hormones, our everything. So somebody's saying, would AIP be suitable for menopausal clients instead of a detox before entering a hormone program? I think for menopausal, and again, this is just my personal, please, if you don't feel aligned with it, drop a message in, we will schedule an appointment. I feel for menopausal women, going grain-free can be great. Paleo or even, low carb can be great, because I feel like at that menopausal place, sometimes we really struggle in that weight gain, unless I think a client has severe issues with their gut and needs to go on AIP. This would be for the woman. Let me just say this clear. This would be for the woman who is, struggling with so many different histamine reactions, and all of a sudden her body has just gone awry. But I think if you wanted to take her from like a starter, that could even be like the paleo and call it like a hormone reset, or that could even be our detox, because this one is, there's an omnivore version, and it's all about like loving the liver and kind of getting them into the place of seeing what foods really work for me. But again, feel free to email. You will see that there are so many different recipes. Just want to show you how, like, tapioca pudding is a huge one. We put that in. Coconut yogurt, beef sausage hash. So you will see there's still yummy recipes. For a lot of people, where they struggle is if they don't have to do this all the time. They don't want to feel like they have to do this when they're eating out. So I feel like there are a lot of programs that we also have. If you believe that someone should be paleo, I would look at like Eat for Energy or the 2-week paleo and call it a paleo, a hormone reset. And from there. To answer the question of somebody asking AIP, we've never put out an AIP program. We put out an AIP opt-in freebie, but the extensive work of putting together the suggested meals, putting together the recipe and all the business materials that go into it, plus like AIP approved snacks, because we know your clients are like us, which is why we wanted to, in this program, give like handouts for, the AIP food pyramid. So somebody really understands that. And we also wanted to make sure that when we did come out with a program, that the training, that the guides really took them through a journey, and that was well thought out, so that that person who wants to be on this, in this maintenance, practice self-compare, blood sugar balance, do you have poor digestive practices, die off, understand the emotions, of a gut warrior, hormone autoimmune connection, gluten autoimmune, gut autoimmune connection, the 5R protocol for gut repair, superfoods, glutamine, probiotic foods, brain autoimmune connection, immune hormone and endocrine disruptors, and if they need, how to find a doctor or a practitioner to work with them for testing. So this is an extensive program, which you can see. I keep talking about, even for myself, learning about this. And also, even on our resource guide, in the recipe guide, we put the exact reintroduction protocol there. Plus, you will see in the business, there is 14 images to support in your Facebook group. There are also a video promotion for the program, which I love, 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 because I love videos because I think they're high value. We have the 6 email marketing sequence. We have the 14 support sequence that matches the guide. So taking somebody, so even if you add in your own information, you're matching the guide, plus the kickoff and wrap up, and 5 social media done, like Facebook, which you will see in the sneak peeks. So let me just see where we are with everyone. And I do want to actually finish just showing you also, and we're going to get right back. I just want to finish showing you this because it's one thing to hear me and say, guys, this is what I did. But to know that I did this in my business is another thing. And I think that's what really separates me from a lot of people out there, is because I did the shopping tours. I did the cooking classes. For those of you who are up leveling, and I want to really honor everyone on this call because we work with practitioners, nutritionists, doctors. I have many doctors who have bought our programs for their practice to just lessen the load. Many chiropractors, acupuncturists who are using this as group programs because they find they just, can only be anywhere in one place. To answer a question that just came in from my good friend, Brianna, who is one of my favorite coaches in our mastermind. Although I love everyone in our mastermind, but she comes with such oomph, just like you guys have. The coupon and the savings is applicable to any program you see, but it's not applicable to payment plans because we do take a chance on those. And that's why we wanted to make sure that we were giving you these really cool bonus offers and also bringing you into the brand new free 30 launch and 30-day course. It is different from Launch School that I have. We will be rebirthing that, but it will be in a different format. So this is for those of you, who are looking even at the 5-day challenges, or looking at using a high-value freebie. You have your registration, the thank you page, video 1, 2, 3, 4. I talked about this even in my mastermind. New coaches can do this too. You just can, it doesn't have to be, it can be a video on an email. It doesn't even have to be a whole landing page with retargeting. But I want you to see how many places people can come from. These are the spring bonuses. Like I said, Diet for Clear Skin, anti-aging remedies. You have blogs, and you also have really great social media images. This is our free course. I showed you this, but I cannot say it again on how important it is to, know how to launch a freebie, a webinar, your site, everything. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I can always go back but I just wanted to end our slideshow for a second and get down to business on questions. So with that being said, let me see the next questions that are coming up. Okay, so we're good on that. Somebody said, can you explain the difference between your easy weight loss program, which I have, in a new simple weight loss? So everyone loves our easy weight loss. I feel like that is like the clean eating of weight loss, like how to clean out your pantry, almost like the basics of clean eating, But the 21-day New You simple weight loss was really about like metabolism and diving deeper into what I not only feel is trending, but I feel is, thank goodness, we are bringing this to light, which is this hormone aspect. If it weren't for my doctor, even this year, saying to me, Rachel, I'm not going to run another test for you. We've done all the tests. We know the autoimmune markers. We know, this and that. I need you to go see this like hormone specialist. And I was like, no, I'm not doing bioidenticals. And she was like, no, go see him. I know it's your thyroid. If it weren't for the fact that that was even brought to light for me, I wouldn't have entered another phase of my health journey, and how pivotal that was. So I feel like, I had blood sugar imbalances. When I discovered testing my sugars was this eye-opener. And I was just talking to my acupuncturist about this yesterday. It's a huge eye-opener for me because I realized it was through the power of that helped me to understand my metabolism, my stress levels, my adrenal issues, to really understand how to navigate my body. And that was the blueprint. And that's when I wrote 6 Week Sugar Repair. I am always called to write something when I feel that when I've either worked through it or I've had this aha moment. So I would say that is the biggest difference. It's you're diving into the metabolism and you're diving into some of the hormone stuff. And it also can be 7 day, can be your single session, or that can be your shopping tour, or that can be a cooking class. 21, I look at that as really, it should be 30 days, because even if we do somebody through a 21 day, they still need support. Or it can be 2 do it yourselves. 7 day, and I would rename the weight loss, or rename the 21 day that you're buying new to really be like the metabolism makeover, something like that, or metabolism jumpstart, or really niche it down to be like, get your body back in your 40s, get your body back in your 50s, like a new way of doing weight loss. Somebody saying, just starting out, niche around stress and energy to improve health issues. So this is the thing when people say I'm just starting out. Remember, we have the whole business funnel. And one area of that, of course, is our 3-tier work with me. So when I think about us as new coaches, do I think it's great to get somebody to a 4-month? Of course. But I also know from my own experience that it was a little hard for me until I really got this confidence and branded myself as this expert, because I talked about my life. And I talked about my life with the solution to what was going on. So I would say if you're just starting out, look at a very simple, like inexpensive, 4 or 7 day, or 2 week, so that you can have these 2 offers, because we talked about these different avatars. Like, you have the person who just doesn't have enough trust to come to a 4-month. I believe that we always need 2 options. But if you felt like you really wanted to start out with a solid, like 4-month program, I would say 4-month reboot is awesome. It covers everything. And what I've said to some coaches, which is really a great idea, and this is where I talk about, like, look at how people function, their behaviors on buying. It isn't just about the program. So you can always say, hey, I have this 4-month journey with me group-wise and charge $97 a month, and aim for 15 people. That's $1,455. Charge them per month. And then times 4, that's $5,820. So I'm not saying to go low, but I'm just saying, to think about what you need. Do you need something that's short to bring somebody into the longer? What do you really believe in? And if you're saying, like, I'm a new coach and I would say really get clear about, like, is it really busy women? What are women struggling with? Is it, that they can't get off sugar? Is it that they can't, do they feel overwhelmed? What is their struggle? And to really think about that entry and the program that also gives you maybe the freebies that you need, or to start with like 5-day clean eating, inexpensive, $57, and then bring over, them into the reboot. That's an idea. If anyone's really torn, like, please schedule a time with me. We can, talk about it. I do 20-minute free sessions. We are doing a bunch of extra webinars, as we always do, in our free forum. So please even go to my Facebook page at Rachel's Wellness. Rachel's Wellness. Oh my God, we've been talking. Rachel A. Feldman, and sign up, because it's a no registration. We're just going to really do laser focused coaching. I'm having a coach has had great success, in simple ways, and we're bringing people on who need that one-on-one kind of support to figure out. Okay. So somebody's asking, my second programs I created was one called Revitalize, and it's about the 4 pillars. It's a 30-day. And they're saying, what's the big difference? So I think the big difference is not necessarily in the program, even though Reboot dives more into, as we showed, like some hormone stuff, some gut stuff. We went deeper into that program, whereas Revitalize stayed more on like committing to change, food focus, movement, and sustaining that. So I feel like that's a little different from what we did in Reboot. And it's also, of course, time difference. Revitalize could be a great, Revitalize to, maybe even a more niche specific, or Revitalize to a longer program that you feel is kind of like your signature flagship, or, the possibilities are endless, guys. I think that's the thing that is more about like really sitting in soul, taking a deep breath and saying, when I was struggling in my deepest problems, like what did I need? And also really asking yourself, like with intention, and that's my big word for this year. What do you really want to teach people, and why? And why does it relate to you? Some people always, and I'm going to show the detox because I see one of my also, everyone's my favorite, but I see it, somebody I worked with one-on-one, and I just want to show her. If you bought, if you buy our seasonal detoxes, and there's some that buy like from literally 2013 and they bought every year. What we did this year, this season, is we did a pre and post, detox questionnaire. It's a really great way to get somebody on the phone. It's great for one-on-one. It's great also even in a group. It's a great conversation. We wanted to talk a lot about like the focus of spring is the liver, the benefit. When I went to detox school, there's a big, one of them, there's a whole thing of getting the bad things out, putting the good in. For a lot of women, especially in struggles of weight loss, metabolism, food intolerances, hormonal issues, you could make this a hormone reset as well. So we also give a clean eating version. So if that is your niche, or you're scared of the word detox, we call this clean eating. I think the biggest thing about this is nothing gets better unless we clear out the junk in the liver, get it moving, the lymphatic system, gets cleaned out because that's our trash system. And we give ourselves a break, meaning it's important to seasonally detox, because going into the spring, all of a sudden the gallbladder and the liver are cleansing naturally themselves. And if we don't support it, what goes awry? Skin rashes, especially come summer when we have that hot heat. We get headaches in the spring. We get kind of blood sugar imbalances because the liver and the pancreas have such a direct connection with each other when it comes to blood sugar. We also get tired. We get, stomach aches, but we feel a little pain under our ribs, or on the back of our neck and our shoulder. We feel like it needs to crack in our neck. And the nice thing about this is, for those of you, you could even call this a sugar detox, because for those of you who do omnivore, this is amazing, because you're able to give people an omnivore version. We talk about this 4 days of pre-prep. And the nice thing is that we even talk about like, what is your baseline? So we give a lot of questions that you can not only work with your clients one-on-one, but also love doing this in a group, love doing this in a group day, meaning 3 hours, you all meet, you can cook. You want to find what really ignites you, but also what ignites like the people that you work with. get the bad things out, put them in. We also talk about like eliminating waste, and those are the detox tools, because those are really the things that are going to what? Help your body get the trash out, move your liver, and purify your body. So we also talk about like at what foods to add in, even post detox. We also give a pre-detox what to do each day. So when you think about that, plus the materials that we have in here, you know, for your business, the recipe guides, the suggested meals, and we also gave this little toolkit. This was my favorite, and this is like a win-win. I gave this to every one of my clients as onboarding, because everything in here for me was what I teach. It's the mind, it's the body, it's the spirit. You know, so if somebody feels like, oh, that's a little woo-woo to do a write and burn, it's okay, take it out. But I always introduce my clients to everything. Mimi, can you please answer, or hold on, I'm gonna actually type in an answer. Can you just say when our spring super deal ends for my birthday month in the chat box? And let me see, for new coaches, what is the best time to start a Facebook page? Oh my God, please start a Facebook page right away. That has a great relationship with search engine optimization. And I think that, you know, if you want people, especially if you want to start to build a presence, look at that right away. I want to also show you just this ultimate funnel kit, but do that right away, because if you're not doing that, and this is where we wait in, like, you know, we wait in perfection mode. It's really important, I think, to get to this place where we go, okay, I can show up on a live there. I can also, you know, start to bring people in and show them on my Facebook page. I can't tell you how many people found me from Facebook. So I want to just show you this also. This is one of the things we've put together as the ultimate funnel. The reason is because we're giving you an opt-in freebie with the sequence. That's step number one. Step two is you have the email sequence that we've already embedded when you should actually do the handout. So that, what does that do? It provides value for the person to actually open up. Step three is you have, you know, blogs, authority building blogs. So you can even what? Have that nurture sequence. You can even use these blogs if you desire as list builders or as newsletters, as blogs or newsletters, and a lead to a call to action. Come here, check out my Facebook page. I'm doing a live. And then you have a workshop that you can do as a workshop or an evergreen webinar. So we've done the workshop like on energy, because we feel like energy is a really big thing when it comes to everyone. We've done our research, we've done our analytics. So you have this right here. That could be an evergreen webinar for those of you that have ClickFunnels. Or this could even just be an evergreen webinar that you have on a landing page, even like lead pages, or using your own site. What I love so much is this 7-day clean eating plan. So many people have problems and trouble when it comes to showing people what clean eating is. So we made such a divine, delicious, clean eating plan. And that is something, if you're like, I'm a new coach, like, and I don't know where to start, I feel like set yourself up right, have a 7-day plan that you can give, something like this. And have all of the different components, especially for those of you who are up-leveling coaches. I mean, you know, Time Savers are a brand new 30-day social media pack. And again, I'll be showing more of these even tomorrow or during the next few days in our free, you know, forum. Somebody's saying, my niche is women are suffering from depression and weight loss. I think, you know, depression is a big thing, anxiety. I feel like most people are overwhelmed, whether they call it anxiety or depression. We've seen that with, you know, Kate Spade. We've seen that with Anthony Bourdain. We've seen kids killing kids. We're in a very sick world right now, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And it is our job to step up and to provide materials and meet our clients where they need to be met so we don't cause them more stress. And that has always been my mission. And if you feel that you're working out of your zone, meaning whatever your certification is or your PhD, collaborate with somebody. And that's why I love telling coaches always collaborate with people. Find the people who you need to collaborate with locally and also online to make sure that you are giving your clients exactly what they need. Somebody's saying, I'm a cancer coach. Again, I'm not a certified cancer coach. I work with a lot of coaches who do specialize in that. And of course, there are very specific ways you want to work with your clients. But I do have many coaches who buy our detoxes because it's a great place to start, or buy our detox, and also because there's a combination of raw and warm. But again, this depends on your belief. Some people believe you have to go raw. Some people believe you need warming. Some people believe there's a combination of both. I think most importantly, from the people that I see, it's supporting the thyroid if they are at all doing radiation or need to, or chemo. Again, we don't make, we don't look at and make judgments. We're just here to support. And I worked with a lot of people on rebuilding gut. And of course, this is not my research, but they say that many people, who have cancer also have a bunch of yeast. Again, I would really sit there and reach out to me personally because it's a very finite subject. And it also depends on the way that you desire to coach and what your modality of beliefs are. Like I said, I think the biggest thing is supporting the body, supporting the thyroid, supporting the adrenals, and getting the body strong, but also really alkaline. Yes, we have a lot of new programs. I would say right now, if you're starting out, just start with our 30-day launch goal, 30-day launch, free course, because trust me, guys, whether you bought the launch goal or not, you will be grandfathered in when I change it. So it's a lot of great information, but it's great information if you already know marketing. And that's a big thing. If you're starting out, we want to give you the basics. We want to make sure it's simple. So if you feel like, that's where you are, please look at your core programs or workshops first before you're thinking about launching. We have a lot of people, Jessica Royston being one of my moderators. We have a team in there. We have actually one of my moderators that's from Launch School. We're here to help you. Somebody's saying, thanks for having me. Is it okay to use your programs to promote? And then once people sign up, pay, then we can purchase them, by example, do it yourself. Oh my God. I mean, that's the whole goal of taking one program and using it multiple ways. Take one program. Then after they're done, either relaunch like Jessica did, literally 2 weeks later, or use it as a do-it-yourself, or use it as a shopping tour. I did cooking classes, shopping tours, master classes, group programs. I did so much with my programs that's why I am always shocked when coaches tell me that they don't know what to do. So yeah, I would say go for it, girl. Somebody's saying, what are your thoughts on paleo versus detox for a hormone reset? I feel like in the summer, in the spring, it is a lot of liver supporting foods. And because we have the omnivore, many people, and again, this is just all different modalities that, there comes a host of adrenal fatigue. And so we need that protein. Then you talk to plant-based eaters who feel different. And you're supporting that in a different fashion, whether it's a medical medium approach, whether it's one of my mentors, Dr. Morse approach, but you're feeding it in more of a raw, adrenal fatigue supports, kind of like spirulina, chlorella, glandular, stuff like that. But I think a lot of people, I love the paleo because it's very family friendly, but I also think our detox and omnivore is very family friendly as well. I think it's more about, when you look at the sneak peeks, what you feel should be involved there. If you think educating people about, different cooking temperatures, which is a huge thing when it comes to hormones, then I think look at paleo. I think the detox is also great. So if you feel that you can do both, look at basic detox, paleo basic, or look at, Rockstar detox and paleo basic. That would be my suggestion. So you have both, and they can also become do-it-yourself programs or group programs, or even on your one-on-one. Somebody's saying, what is your lead to launch a 4-day freebie? I think if you're a new coach, this is called trust building. I have a system that I call the 2 and 2. So that means like 2 weeks kind of promotion and building up, and 2 weeks of like open cart. I feel like when it's a freebie though, we still need to build up the excitement and be like, oh my goodness, this is it, especially if you're charging. And so I would say always, take 2 weeks to promote. I think that's the biggest failure I see, is people don't understand, coaches don't understand what it means to create the buzz. And the buzz is not just like a quote and me going on IG and being like, oh, this is about like really something significant that you're doing in your life that's really changed your life. I feel like that's the most powerful social media. So like plan it out. If you're thinking IG, do like 6. Even when I always think IG, just because I feel like it formats into these like days. But do the pre-marketing, start talking about like, what does it feel like when you're all like a donut and you feel puffy and you feel tired, and start talking about the benefits, but also talk about the problems, because it's real easy to talk about benefits. The harder part is the problems. So I would talk about that, and I would lead them to, buying that, whether you're doing on lead pages, Eventbrite, your own site, and have a lot of fun. People buy fun also, meaning be excited about it. The reason I say to launch simple is you don't want to get to launch and be like, hey, I'm doing this 4-day mini cleanse. I'm really excited. This is what's going to be involved. You want to be like, guys, oh my goodness, or even if you have a calmer personality than me, be like, you know what? I tried this. I did this for 4 days. I'm taking you through 4 days of it. Show yourself going through it. Show somebody else. Beta test it. Give it to 3 friends. How do you think I got my testimonials in the beginning? None of us came with a list. None of us came with existing clients. What we all did is we beta tested by giving our friends and getting feedback and testimonials, and it really works. It's worked for many people. I know people making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars with the same strategy that many of us used in the beginning. We just have really deviated from that because we have so many social media avenues that we feel we can depend on. So it's kind of like taking us away from just showing up, which is what we were told, like, show up. And we're like, what does that mean? Just had to like take a deep breath, come with your business card, come with your computer, and show people what you were about, and pitch to people, and really believe and know your process. That's what I mean. Not your process of like, should I be in MailChimp or should I be in this? It's like, know your process of, I teach these 3 signature workshops because 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have these 3 ways to work with me because 1, 2, 3. I host this group because when I struggled with 1, 2, 3, it's a very simple process, and I talk about this. You can ask any of my membership people. They'll be like, she talks about this until she's blue in the face. It's repetition. And those of us who have understood that repetition as we nail down the foundation and our clients' problems, we can up level, we can build from that. Okay, with the simple weight loss program moving into mindset makeover. Oh my God, I love that. Oh my God. Somebody's asking, would that be a great combo? I love mindset makeover. I wrote that when I was still in the fight of, no, I can still run the same way. Be that doer. I felt like I was the go-go gadget girl. Doing. And for some of us, and actually no, for most of us, that's old stories, that's shadow work, that's feeling overwhelmed and being the superwoman. I wrote that for a Huffington Post, like wearing the superwoman cape with grace. I think we're in a do world. And my acupuncturist used to say to me, you are literally like, the moment you have energy, you're spending it at the store. And I would say, no, I'm not. Don't tell me I have to slow down. Don't tell me I have to do Qigong. Don't tell me I have to. And I learned that it's more about like really expressing when I feel scared, really listening to my subconscious, mastering my mindset. And that's where mindset was birthed. There is an amazing coach. Her name is Carrie Adams. I interviewed her as a success story, as well as for, my podcast, because she took that and she actually turned that into the platform for her membership. And it's a running membership, but she also talks about mastering your mindset. She brought in hormone stuff. And so I think that there are ways to use the programs to fit our business instead of just being like, oh, I don't know why anyone didn't sign up. Well, you didn't bring your heart into it. You didn't bring your story. And that's why I'm all about storytelling with intention. And the best copywriters teach us that. Nikki Groom, Hillary Weiss, Kira Hung. I mean, there are a bunch, Christine Blueball, like there are a bunch that talk about storytelling as being the foundation of really our sales. So I 100%. Somebody saying I'm new. Would it be okay to buy 2 smaller programs? I know which ones I need and list them under my programs on my website. No, 100%. I love having those 3 smaller programs. But I would say for anybody really still struggling after this phone call, this webinar, this phone call, hello, you can see that I try to make things funny all the time. We got to own business, and we have to in life, and we have to, especially when we're autoimmune warriors, lighten the load. I would highly suggest contacting me immediately at our chat box at Your Health Coach Biz. Also, the replay will go out. And there's also a place to schedule. If you need to schedule with me, go to rachelafeldman.com. You will see the contact me. You'll get access to my schedule. 2, if you're ready to buy, just go buy. That's about it. I don't know what else to say. There is an energy workshop. It's actually in our ultimate funnel. And I talked about that. It's an energy freebie leading to an energy workshop. It's the entire funnel you need. So energy, I feel, can hit every niche. Busy moms, corporate, hormones, weight loss, sugar addiction, adrenal issues, hormonal issues, digestive issues, or just busy, crazy women like myself. Let me say, okay. Somebody said, tell me more about the energy program. Let me just, and then I'm going to close this so I can just get on any questions that people have or need to set up appointments. This is the ultimate funnel for building authority. This is what I showed earlier, that this gives you everything start to finish, from your opt-in freebie, which is the energy reset right here. So 14-page document. And it also gives you like 3 days of yummy, delish meals. So, and we also always put in what we call the clean protein recipes. The clean basics. 2, you lead them to a workshop that can be paid. The ultimate goal, here's the workshop, which is the energy workshop. You have images, promotional script, workshop sign-up sheet. So for those of you like me who love to do them offline, this is your one-stop shop. You also can bring them just to your one-on-one and use your 7-day clean eating plan. But you can also bring them to a program like Eat for Energy. You can bring them to a program like Sugar Repair. I mean, it's really endless on where you're bringing them. It's based on your coaching style and your vision for how you teach, whether it's vegan, vegetarian, omnivore, paleo, grain-free, keto, or whether it's about clean eating. So a lot of people do love our clean eating, 21-day clean eating program. And I'm going to end with just one more question. How long should you advertise for members? I'm not sure what you exactly mean by members, but I would say advertising usually for a webinar, or if you are doing paid advertising, 2 weeks, always 2 weeks at least. And then you want to have your pre-marketing emails, which is why we put them into the program. So you don't have to hire a copywriter. We give you Facebook posts so that you're going in, and as you go, I can't do this. You go, oh no, because I just bought. And when I enter the member dashboard, we have a launch checklist, a manual, tutorials. We have everything in there. We just even upgraded. So upgraded that to make it super easy, super simple for you to come in like a rock star, and to not feel overwhelmed, because I think that's the biggest thing we all feel, and we feel scattered. Remember, it's your message speaking to your ideal client. It's the test freebies that you figure out what they really want. Sometimes what we want, because we're trying to and I'm going to close with this, trying to sell phase 3 when we really should be selling phase 1 and 2 and 3, the journey, and talking about that. Even if that's you're springing to one program, if you're not defining that, you're losing out constantly on money that you could make. Number 2, to recap, if you're not having 3-tier work with me or a 2, you're missing out on people who are not ready or don't want to ever commit to 4 months with you. 3, if you're not doing fun things like cooking classes, shopping tours, a cooking class for, $87 that comes with a whole program, or let's even just say $50, and you have 15 people, $750. Maybe you're charging $87 and you have 10 people, $870. I mean, very simple. This can be done with one PayPal button or even Eventbrite. Shopping tours, all these different opportunities. Do not sit there and think that building a business is one way. Just like getting our clients healthy, there isn't one way. The reason I talk about different ways, and also what I did, is it was through the power of showing these multiple opportunities and realizing that not everyone was the perfect fit for one-on-one. Some people love to be what I call marathon runners, groupies, CrossFitters. They love that transference of energy. They don't feel, and if they are going to do a one-on-one, you can say, hey, would you love to do a one-on-one, and have that on, either an upsell if you're doing tag-based, or you're a little more advanced in the systems you're using, or just do what I say. Have one where, here, do the program with me, or get the program and a one-on-one, or say to people in the group, hey, for everyone who bought, I really want to honor you. I'm going to give you an hour session for $97. Let's get really specific. That's how you do it. And that's how you do it easy. Take a page out of Christina's book, look back at what I showed you, and when you join our forum, I will search and you can see her actual post, because when you see it for your own eyes and you're like, wow, that's not even I feel like that's why I love doing Facebook snapshots, because those are the snapshots, and that's what they said. So with that being said, guys, please reach out to us if you have any questions. We are here. I have this motto this year, alignment, really craft the signature business that feels right for you. Doesn't have to be online or offline, but you do have to use the power of online to find people that are not necessarily just in your backyard. Bottom line, I don't think you can get to the money that you need to get if you're not finding other people. I was so fortunate to work with people all over the world. And they found me because I put on YouTube videos and I took a chance. And my original YouTube videos, they're not good. But I kept them. And you know what? Guess what? They got me clients. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what we've lost is this simplicity. Think how complicated the world is. Come back to the basics. Last part is workshops, webinars, list building. That has to happen. So whether you choose to work offline, but you can't just go and do what everyone else is doing. You have to know what are the 3 things you're talking about constantly. Match your freebies like I showed you from Rachel's Wellness. And I didn't have a team. I didn't have a virtual assistant until 3.5 years into my business. And I did that on my own. It wasn't perfect, but it was my heart. It was my soul. It was my pain that I remembered, and also having the empathy to think of those that are suffering and what would they need to hear from me. And so I just stepped into their shoes. So don't forget that the magic lies within you, but you have to do the magic with some strategy. Don't overwhelm yourself. That's why we have our moderators in there to help you keep it simple. So with that being said, have a beautiful night. You can check us out, everything we do at yourhealthcoachbiz.com, whether it's the 30 days of social media under the business resources, whether it's a niche course. And if you can't find something, let us know. With that being said, love to all. Have an amazing night. And I'll talk to you guys soon.